Okay, so this is the sink that's going in the barn. And just like the picture, they've done a really good job of illustrating what comes in this package. Because I've gotten this portion assembled. You basically put these legs in right here. You snap that on top. And they gave me a fifth leg, but then only 3 extensions that go off of that, and 3 feet that attach to the extensions. And this is kind of comical because my dad pointed out, hey look, it's exactly what it shows in the picture. You get 3 feet and 3 legs. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it's going to work. We may just flip it over and use it the way it is. I'm not sure because I don't really need these. These just simply increase the height, and I don't know if I need it really any higher for it to, function for what I need it for anyways. But just kind of funny. I'm guessing they probably base all of the accessories on weight, and that one leg right there weighs as much as the missing foot and the missing pad that go on it. Possibly. It doesn't really seem right, but yeah, somebody in some foreign country didn't do their job packing. Anyways, just want to point that out. So it is an absolutely beautiful day out here because though it's cloudy, a little overcast, it's like 80 degrees and it's not too humid. So I'm out here doing as much as I can do, getting things done. We had rain that came through not too long ago and it lasted for a while. And because of that, return of the gopher mounds. My goodness, this is 1 week's worth. When I count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There's some over there, 23, 24, and then there's like 50 in the back. So I've been setting gopher traps to no avail. I haven't caught anything yet, but I'm going to tell you, this is kind of a plug for electric, even though they didn't ask for it. These bikes are absolutely like workhorses out here because I just put a box in the back. I load up all my gopher catching supplies are loaded here in the back, and yeah, I just move around and swap things out. I use the mowers as well, but this is, this doesn't cost me anything, puts less wear and tear on the mowers, and it gets me out to where I need to go so I can swap these things out. So I'm going to be resetting several of these. These two right here, one was right here, one was right here. Didn't catch anything with it. I got 2 new mounds right here. I got another new mound right there. When I come through, I knock them down so I know which ones I've already trapped, or at least set traps for. Haven't caught anything out here since the rain, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to position these. Basically what you do, if you don't know, these are called gopher hawks. As you can see, thoroughly used. I've even had to repaint the shaft here several times because I've used the heck out of them. They come with this little probe inserted in the back. Basically what you want to do is find the entrance, and this looks like the entrance to this one right here. This one over here, probably the same. And you want to probe around and find the tunnel. Now that was pretty quick. So that's the tunnel here. But typically, the way this works is the tunnel's going to run along like this. So it's going to run kind of parallel to where the mounds are, and then they'll have an offshoot to let the dirt out. That way it doesn't interfere with their tunnel. So even though you may see a tunnel right there, this just may be the connecting tunnel to the main run that's running along. So just because you find the tunnel that goes up to the mound, that's not necessarily the one you want to trap because they may not use that anymore. So you want to go a little further out, and oftentimes you'll find the main run, which I'm guessing is going to be somewhere over here. Sometimes you think you found it and you haven't. Sometimes it may have collapsed in on itself too. See, that's deep. So there is definitely a run down there, but it's probably a good 15 inches in the ground, and it's a little bit too deep for my traps to work effectively. See, I feel something right here. See, there's definitely a mound under there, or sorry, a run under there, but again, it's too deep. So right here, I'm feeling something. Again, real deep. I don't know if I'll be able to put a trap deep enough in there to actually catch anything. So let me probe around some of these mounds over here. All right, here we go. Yep, there's a mound, or sorry, a run right here. that's where I want to drill. And the way this works is you're supposed to actually kind of wedge this down in and make your hole, but that doesn't work too well all the time, especially when the dirt's compacted in. So I'm going to take this little setup with my auger bit, which it's an 1.5 inch auger bit, and I'm going to drill down, and I'll show you here in a second whenever I get this put on. All right, so I have it on my drill. I know where my hole is right here. And I get these auger bits that have kind of this large front nose to it because it's a lot easier to identify when you drop into the actual run. And sometimes if you get an auger bit and it doesn't have that on the front, you'll drill right through the tunnel, and that doesn't help you much. And I just drill down a little bit, pull it out, get the dirt off. And you'll see it'll drop like straight in the minute I hit the run. I'm getting really close now. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go get that poker I told you about, or the wedge, or whatever you want to call this thing. I'll put it in the hole. It widens the hole up a little bit so the tool fits in there properly. Like that. We get one of my snares. Simply push it in. Then when it releases, you can tell when you drive by because you'll see the colored portion. Have the snare out on the end. I usually do this a couple times. The way it opens it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the snare in, and then I'm going to push down on this to push the end of it out. Okay, I did that off camera. Basically, you hold right here, and you push down right here, and the snare is going to come out of the bottom. And you can see how the spring's coiled up right now. The snare is perfectly set in there. So what happens is the gopher's coming through. He sees a little bit of dirt, sees a snare, decides to push his way through it. When he does, it has a little trigger in the center of it. And when he moves and disturbs that trigger, it's going to snap up and snare him. Sometimes it kills them, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they just get a leg caught in it. Sometimes they don't even get hurt, and you can release them if you want to, but I tend not to because yeah, these things just absolutely destroy your yard out here. And this is one of the reasons why whenever I show you guys videos of me mowing out here, why the yard is so rough, because what you can't see is when these things collapse. And when the tunnels collapse under, all of a sudden you have this divot in the ground, and when you go over it with a lawnmower, it really can jostle you because it's in some cases like a 3-inch dip, and you just don't see them. That's the thing. The yard looks nice and smooth, but in reality, it is a very bumpy yard to mow with a zero turn or any type of mower. Anyways, we have 2 more traps I'm going to set here. Actually, I'm going to set 1 more trap here, and then I'm going to set another one way over there. I got to pull that trap out still. You know, I've said this before, and I think I have to say it again. This is the perfect size trailer just to have as a utility trailer to act as essentially a much larger bed than the bed you get on your pickup truck normally. 8.5 foot bed. I got a toolbox up front, got a bunch of stuff inside of there. This just absolutely helps me out whenever I need to go pick up more stuff, carry stuff, and it's just amazing. So even though it's a really small trailer, you don't need an F450 to haul it. You could probably haul this behind a pretty, you know, compact mid-size SUV. But just the fact that I can load things in, much lower approach angle to get things inside of the back, that's why this is probably one of my favorite trailers. So the 2 trailers I use the most would be this little 10-foot E-Series Cargo Mate and my Texas Pride dump trailer over there. The rest of my trailers are, quite frankly, they're a tool to have whenever I need it. But I use this thing absolutely all the time. It's fantastic. And we're using it again today because we're going to be loading up a bunch of stuff from the other property and a storage building to bring over here. Anyways, we're gonna hit the road. And speaking of the second most used trailer, it's my dump trailer. It is completely full and compressed so I can get the tarp over it. But let's see what the tongue weight is actually. We're at about 900 pounds worth of tongue weight on the back, so it's balanced out okay. But Yeah, I can definitely tell you that there's a lot inside of that dump trailer.